ladies and gentlemen. Today I have the joy of being sitting down with a community activist, young person that's making a big impact here in our community. Today I'm being joined by none other than Mr. Mikquez Berry. Mikquez, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you know what, Mikquez, your smile is infectious. I just want to let you know that. And I said role model, and I don't take that lightly, because so many times we're role models when we don't even necessarily know it. You know, because when I first saw you, and I saw that last name, Berry, I'm like, I think I know some Berry, and I definitely know your uncle.
Thomastown.
That's right, Thomastown. Mikquez, I know that you've been back here now for not quite a year yet. Tell us a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
I'm Mikquez Berry. I'm from District 2, the north side of the tracks, as I say. I'm from a small community called Thomastown. Tight-knit family. Yeah. My grandma stayed on the top street. That's my mom's mom, and my dad's mom stayed on the second street. So that's how close we were. We're surrounded by family and friends, uncles and aunties all around. And so I'm a native of LaGrange. And Thomastown. Thomastown has a rich history. It does.
Not far from City Hall. Like you say, very close-knit, family-oriented. And my mother lived over on Cox Street
Gotcha.
back in the day. And that's how I know your uncles and aunts and grandmothers and mothers and all. And when we started talking about community, you know, the word community, there's a common unity when you break it down. And I think back for my time being there was a common unity among the residents and the family members and everyone. And Easy Street Park is where we gathered.
Yeah, I mean, you get in trouble from the top street to the bottom street, you do something wrong.
That's right.
Everybody can and will discipline you in Thomastown, you know.
That's right.
That's how we were.
Absolutely. So. And there's something to be said about that, too. And that's what I want to get into just a little bit. You're from the LaGrange area, from Thomastown, matriculated through the city school system. Right. But when you graduated from high school, talk a bit about what did you do after that?
After graduation, I left LaGrange. I was like, you know what? It was during COVID 2019, and so I was like, you know, I'm out of here, and so I moved to like Peachtree City, Noonan area, and started applying for jobs in Atlanta. And I ended up landing a job at State Farm as a claim adjuster. So I came in as a claim adjuster, and that was a sight to see. Going to Dunwoody, you know, every other week, and actually seeing young black business people. It inspired me. I mean, you go into the office and it's 24 floors, and you get off on the 24th, and you have attorneys at the top, you have VPs. It was amazing. And so that inspired me and actually changed my mindset about insurance and about life.
Okay. You know, let me ask you, because a lot of times, you know, people sometimes seem to kind of get stuck here in the grind, the rut and everything. Right. Had you not made that decision to leave LaGrange at the time that you left, what do you think you may have possibly been doing?
Being in LaGrange is a manufacturing city. I'll probably be somewhere in manufacturing. I mean, undeniable, the pay is good. So I'll probably am somewhere in manufacturing.
And that's the thing I was saying, you know, a lot of times, because, you know, I did that too. I worked for Milliken on 3 different occasions, as a matter of fact. And I remember the last time that I worked for him, like yourself, I ventured away. I had invested in myself, and then I came back and I was like, wait a minute, I'm not going to work in this environment that I left after having invested in myself. Right. You know, so you wanted something different. And you know, saying that, I think a lot of times we want to encourage our younger people to venture out. Right. To venture away. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, there's a world out there that we haven't seen. At 19, I did not know nothing about the insurance world. I'd applied for a job, and they called me like, you got the job, we like your personality. And I ended up going to insurance school, getting my claim adjuster's license, and started working in claim adjusting. And then I learned that you can be a salesperson, you can be an agent. And so I ventured back off and went back to insurance school, got my salesperson agent license. Started at Allstate for a couple of months, and I was like, you know what, I'm going home and I'm going to start my own agency.
Oh, wow.
And so I started my own agency.
Very
But it started with literally going in as a claim adjuster, not knowing nothing about the job.
Okay.
And
you said something that I wanted to pick up on and just kind of expound on a little bit. You said, we like your personality.
right.
Talk about that as far as young people are concerned. How do you think personality helps them to move to the next level?
I think personality is a big part of the person. It's not what you wear, how elegant you talk. It's who you are as a person, how nice you are, how generous you are. And it's also spotlight. You walk into a room and you own the room. You don't dim your light and you shine. You shine as bright as you can.
Absolutely. I was telling you, your smile is infectious.
Right.
When you walk into a room and when you shine your light, it automatically gives other persons the experience to shine their lights as well. Even though I hear you talking about you went and you got up on 24th floor and you saw the various VPs and the lawyers, you also had a further aspiration that you wanted to aspire to.
Right.
Talk a little bit about that.
So as currently, in 30 days, I'll be finishing up my bachelor's program. This is my second degree in pre-law, in hopes of getting to law school one of these days. I've always dreamed of becoming an attorney. And so insurance really molded me, I would say, into being focused on my goals. As you know, the corporate world teaches you about KPIs, and those are your key focus to improve and key focus to advance. And so how the corporate world taught me how to be laser focused, and that's what I've been doing for the last 4 years. So hopefully I can use my knowledge and venture off into my dreams.
Awesome. And you said laser focus, not just focus, but laser focus.
You have to be laser focused when you have goals like open up a business or becoming an attorney, or you have to be laser focused. There's no distractions.
How much, Mikquez, do you think changing your environment, not to say that LaGrange there's anything wrong with LaGrange, but how much do you think changing your environment has inspired you to seek your dreams?
I think representation matters. I think seeing people doing things and they look like you, I think that matters. So that changed my outlook, because we're oftentimes put in a confined box, and my pastor say if you put a grasshopper into a jar, it would start to limit itself to jumping, but when you take the lid off, it can jump out the jar. And that's what we have to do. We have to take the lid off and we have to jump as high as we can,
That's a great analogy there. Hey, all of that came back home, aspired to not only start a business, but you starting this business downtown. What made you want to go into the downtown area, you think?
I want to break the stigma, and the stigma is that LaGrange is divided, and I want people to understand that LaGrange is not divided. There's a place for all of us, despite skin color, despite where we come from. I'm a proud boy from District 2, Thomastown up the tracks, and it's the north side of the tracks, and I am downtown, and that's good said best, So I said I just want to break the stigma and show that we can do all things. So that's why I came downtown.
Very good. And Mikquez, you're a young man, laser focused, expand your horizon, starting your own business. If you had just to speak, an opportunity to speak to our young people, the young population, what would you tell them? Or what would you say to them?
I would say that don't get caught up in social media, because in my generation, I can speak for myself, we want instant popcorn success, and there's no overnight success. We look at the entrepreneurs and the business people, and as they post their lives on social media, and we thinking that's their best life, but they're not posting the late night, the cries, the late night of working, or the sad days when business is slow. They're not posting those, And so I would tell my generation that success is out there. You just got to chase it. You got to be steadfast and laser focused, and you will obtain it.
Wow.
Yeah. I wanted instant success, and I can speak for myself. I thought it would be a snap of a finger, and 7 months in it, I've had some good days and I've had some bad days. So,
Awesome. That's awesome. Popcorn success. I like that. Yeah. Popcorn. Yeah. I mean, anything worth having is worth working for.
Yes, I miss it.
And you talked about the social media.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think social media influences our young people today?
Yes. Because it's, in my opinion, it is not real life. You only see a glimpse of a person's life, and some people actually think they know a person from social media. And it's the same thing with like reality shows, in my opinion. You see an hour of a reality show, and you think one person is horrible and one person is the best person. So I think it is influencing us a lot.
Wow. Wow. Once again, we're talking with Mikquez Berry, community activist, role model, business persons, entrepreneur, all of those accolades.
Good titles.
Great titles. That's right. Well, you have to speak those things that are not as though they are. So, Mikquez, I just want to say thank you. I'm glad that we got a chance to sit down because, our young people need encouragement sometimes.
Right.
They need to feel like, hey, I can do this. But like you said, sometimes they may not necessarily venture outside of LaGrange. So you have come back to LaGrange to be that role model, that light for young people that may be going and thinking, having that dream too.
Yeah, we have, my agency, I've added on two new agents, and they're younger guys, and they're new to the insurance world. And that's my goal. My goal is to show them the ropes of insurance. I feel like it's a good saying to say competition happens at the bottom. At the top, we're collabing. And so that's what I want to do with any younger person who want to know insurance. Let's collab. Let's talk. We can have 1 million agencies out here and producing, So that's my goal. That's why I came back home.
Very good. Well, I want to just say thank you for coming back home because our community needs you, our young people need you, and some of us senior folks may need you as well. Okay?
Well, I'm here.
Okay. So, Mikquez, thank you very much for being my guest today. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week coming up in just a moment.
Law enforcement can't be everywhere, but you can help us by being our eyes and ears in your neighborhoods. Now, when you want to communicate with law enforcement, you can use TIP 411 and it's 100% anonymous. We've partnered with TIP 411 to provide a new and innovative crime-fighting tool to our community. We are committed to providing safe, effective ways for you to report crime anonymously. Now you can download our app to easily communicate with us, share information over text message, or report tips online. Our new tool gives you quicker access to provide information about criminal activity in your neighborhood. Plus, our officers will be able to ask questions and have a two-way conversation with you without ever knowing your identity. The easiest way to provide information is to download our free smartphone app, available for Android or iPhone. After downloading the app, enter your anonymous message or tip. It's that easy. You can also provide photos and videos as part of your tip. If you don't want to download the app, you can easily text your tip. In the to line of your text message, type 847411. In your message, type our unique keyword, then a space, and then your message. You may later receive a follow-up text from us to get more information. Remember, it's all anonymous. But here's an important point. Always call 911 for emergencies. Our new tool allows you to provide information to prevent an incident after a crime has occurred, or if you have concerns about suspicious activity in your neighborhood. Download our app and take an active role in keeping our community a safe place to live, work, and play.
Thank you for joining City Week this week, ladies and gentlemen. My guests have been community activist, role model, entrepreneur, and all-around great person, Mr. Mikquez Berry, as he encouraged our young folks to follow your dreams. Don't be afraid. So if you have a need for him, by all means, I'm sure he will have a word of encouragement. So come on out and talk with him. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed my interview. And as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.